Hey guys, how's it going? Again, right here, New Capital with you guys. My name is Christian. We're here with Gio and our special guest,
Niki.
Niki. Hello, gentlemen.
We had to put the audio effect.
That's great.
Awesome, Niki. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do? What do you like to do?
Yeah, sure. I guess I'll dive right in.
Perfect.
Well, I work for an airline. I've been in Las Vegas about now 17 years. I came into 2005 and I left during the recession. And I've had a very interesting journey with real estate. So I started out, actually, I wanted to get into real estate, but I didn't want to be an agent per se. I wanted to just be able to be an investor.
Smart.
So I ended up
Super smart.
losing my money in a real estate university. Basically, I paid for this ton of education, and then the market crashed, and I didn't have anything. Short sale was a thing to do back then. It was such a journey for me. So basically, I didn't do anything with real estate because then I had to pay off that loan, and got back on my feet. So when I came back here to Las Vegas, because I love it here, I'm from the East Coast. I went to be with family and just get myself back on track financially. And then I started working for an airline, which is Allegiant. And I am still with them. 10 years I've completed now. But since then, I have come across Pace's community. And the way I found out about Pace's creative finance community was through infinite banking, because I had opened up a policy in 2022 with infinite banking, and Pace's name was recommended to me. So that is how I came across Pace. It wasn't just by chance. I didn't search or Google, but he came recommended for someone who also is a wealth sector and does well with real estate and all kinds of other financial products as well. So here I am.
Do you have information about the infinite banking thing? Because I've never grasped the concept of it.
I would recommend, because I am not the expert on this, I would recommend getting the book Becoming Your Own Banker by Nelson Nash. That is it. Yeah, and I think Pace has discussed some aspects of it too, because it can be used towards real estate, more specifically towards, BRRR methods, I think is what Jim uses it mostly. I don't really do that method right now. I'm just a little more of a buy and hold, and I'm looking more to shift into lending mostly to help people, and to also own a little bit of real estate also and diversify my portfolio as well.
So what happened? So let me talk a little bit about back then when you bought that education, right? In 2005, you said, right?
It was 2007, yes, just before the market.
Oh, just right there.
Right there at the edge, yes.
What's the what did you? Because I don't see like failures like a failure is like a learning experience.
Yes.
So what did you get from that?
Oh, that's such a good question. Number one, there really wasn't anyone. I mean, I had a sponsor, but there wasn't anyone that was willing to walk you through the process of understanding investing. But there was great resources and information. However, I did not have to buy into that amount. You didn't have to get an education loan the way that I had to do it then to get that information. And back then, wholesaling was a popular method, and short sell was a big method once once everybody became upside down in their properties. And I had a sponsor that kept telling me, yeah, we'll get you your first deal. We'll get you your first deal. And it never happened. I ended up just going further into debt. And so I just decided to cut my losses, because by then, once the market crashed, like the meetups and everything, just kind of things fractured. And then, of course, those sort of education companies, because they're not ACE accredited, kind of came a little bit under some legalities. So I just decided I'm going to, I lost my job as well around that time. And so that was sort of like the movement to go back east and be with my family for a little bit. And I did that for 3 years. And then I came back here because I had a couple of good friends here. And getting back into the job market was still tough, because this was about 2013. So I had worked in casinos before.
Mhm.
Could not get back into casinos. You really have to have that high level connection to get back in. So then I ended up just starting with food and beverage, and then got the job for Allegiant.
Okay. What do you do for Allegiant?
I handle
can
baggage
tell.
claims. I do. I'm a baggage resolution specialist, so it kind of fits in with my problem solving. I fix things and I compensate people for damage, lost, or delayed baggage, and it's a pretty good team. I didn't start there. I started just taking calls and doing a call center, and then I moved on to more rewards and recognition, and then handling escalations. So
I know this is not
Yeah.
investment related, but why do the airlines misplace baggage?
Oh, wow. That's a great question. I didn't know this until I handled a lot of this. So baggage goes through many hands. People always assume because it's a nonstop flight, and Allegiant is a nonstop flight, there's no connecting. They don't understand how a bag could get misplaced. It's a very manual process, and some airports don't even have a good beltway system that functions properly. But most airlines, the small airlines like Allegiant, they contract vendors to work, or airport personnel to handle the baggage. So it goes from the Allegiant ticket counter usually to a belt. If it's a much smaller airport, sometimes TSA is literally right there, and there's just like a conveyor belt, and they just plop it right on there. And then it has to go to the right area and the right ramp to get to the aircraft. But usually TSA will remove the bags, inspect them, check them. Oftentimes stuff is missing too, so we deal with that kind of thing. Stuff is missing out of people's baggage. It's usually TSA people, but still we will try to help out and compensate in that situation. And then it gets put back on there. Now oftentimes too, Allegiant shares a baggage room with another airline because again, we just lease the space. We're a small airline, we're not like United. And what happens is the bag gets put on the wrong cart, it gets loaded on the wrong aircraft, goes to another city, or sometimes it's left behind because TSA delayed it because they found something in there that set off their scanners. So many different reasons. But yes, just as a little education, I think Pace went through that recently. He had a delayed baggage in LAX.
Yeah.
So yeah, he got it back, I'm sure, because they have 24-hour staffing. Allegiant does not have 24-hour staffing at the airport, so there's that too. But we do make it right, and so we end up compensating when it's an eligible claim. Damage claims are tricky. Damage baggage you have to report it within a 24-hour period. So, but yeah, that's a good question. Thanks for asking that.
Yeah, no, because I'm asking because one time I had a camera. I was flying from here to Mexico or Mexico to here, and I had a digital camera, and I put it like right on the edge. So you just had to open it, get it out.
Oh yeah.
And close it back up, right?
Never put cameras, laptops, keys, cash, jewelry, medicine in your checked luggage.
I learned that. So it was. I thought it like, wait, did I left it in Mexico?
Oh
but
dear.
then no, I'm pretty sure I put it in there, right?
Yeah,
And then it just disappeared, and I had to go through that claim process. It took forever.
Yeah, we don't cover that either.
No?
Those are items that we list as prohibited. We will not cover that. Not even eyeglasses, sunglasses.
Oh shoot.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I got compensation, but the camera back then, the camera cost me like $300. I got like $100 back because it was a used item.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah, we depreciate things. If they're damaged, we depreciate them based on the year you purchased it. So yes, there's restrictions,
Yeah.
but yeah, do not ever put a laptop into your check bag.
Yep. No, I learned that the hard way. Watches, anything
Yes.
with value, I don't.
Well,
it's in my
that's.
backpack.
I hate to say it, but really a lot of it is TSA. Anything metal, anything that sets off their scanners, anything they can't see through, anything they have to look at closer is usually a metal, glass, or some kind of jewelry item.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Nice to know. There you
Yeah.
go, guys. That's it for the podcast.
We learned everything.
Thank you, everyone.
So why did you decide to come back into real estate? Like, if you had a bad experience,
That's a good
what
question.
caused you to come back?
It's, I'm a reader, and I've read a lot of things about how to gain financial independence. So, well, I'm going to go a little bit before I answer that directly.
Mhm.
I've had an interesting journey with that because I've also been involved at MLMs. I always liked the dream of financial independence. So I did all of it from Equinox to Amway. Yep, Amway were the biggest ones. But I did it part-time because after Equinox, I got really burned with Equinox. And they were based out here, I believe, in Henderson. But I was still in New York at that time. So, you bought the whole $5,000, thing, and you try to build your front line and the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I just was not a hard sell kind of person. Like, I was not into that, but I was into the dream, into the idea of building financial, like just doing something more than the 9 to 5 grind. And lost money, lost a little more. I've even helped out friends who've been, in rough spots, and I helped out somebody before I left Vegas. I kept lending money. So I guess I've always been kind of a lender. Never got that back either. And we're talking that was maybe about $20-something thousand.
So you're a giver.
And I didn't even have that money, but I got creative. So yeah, I am a giver.
Not a lender, you're a giver.
I'm a giver. Yes.
I need one of those, Mom.
I am. And so that brings me, So real estate has always been, when you look at the 4 quadrants, like how do you make money, right? Remember Kiyosaki talked about the 4 quadrants. Mm-hmm. Yeah, big business, self-employed, employee, and investor.
Correct.
So, real estate has traditionally always had the best and the most consistent returns. And because people will always need somewhere to live and to work at. So there's no doubt. Everyone needs a roof over their head in some way, shape, or form. So that's always attracted me. And so, yes, when I heard about Pace's community, there was something very different about Pace as well. I mean, the fact that the way he structures his communities and the way that he keeps wanting to give and set the example and pay it forward. I hadn't quite seen anything like that before because I've been burned. Mm-hmm. And I've been to conferences, I've been to summits, I've been to rallies, I've been to, like the MLMs, they always had the little song in the beginning, get you pumped up, like,
yeah.
Ooh, ooh. And then after a while you go home and you're like, I'm back to my life again.
Yeah.
So it's a little different with Pace because especially with Owners Club, you're kind of held to a stronger standard there because you're forced to look at the things you're afraid to do. And so I'm a little bit of a dismissive, avoidant personality. I've realized that recently. So the things that I don't want to do that I'm comfortable with, I won't do unless I'm really kind of pushed or called to do it. And I've had a very hard first year in real estate, let's just say. And so it's been a character development time. And the biggest lesson is be careful who you choose to work with. There's a lot of people who seem to have the right results, who say the right things, but you really have to do your due diligence. And due diligence means you got to look at contracts, you got to hash out numbers, no handshake deals. You got to, if you don't understand how the numbers work, talk to somebody else who does. Get a business advisor, even talk to a lawyer. A lawyer will usually charge a couple $100 to look over your documents. It's worth doing that to, in order to prevent a bigger loss of going into a bad contract.
Yeah. Now we like to touch our experience with a bad partnership. From there on, we learn like, all right, anybody we partner with, we're taking them to dinner. We're digging deeper.
I know what you're talking about.
Trying to talk to their family, see how their family acts,
how they behave with their family.
Behave.
Yes.
Yeah. So how the partner behaves with their own family, because they're usually like not like if they're acting, the family will call them out usually. So
that's a good.
Yeah. So we started doing that because we got burned as well. And that's one way too, because the contracts could be good and everything, but the character of the personality, the character of the person cannot be, it will not align with your values.
That's a really good observation, because usually I read people pretty well, but I got caught up in the excitement of it initially, and that was my doing. So I take responsibility for it. It's not like, oh, woe is me. I take responsibility for my part in it, because my partner, my life partner, gave me warning, and I didn't listen. And I said, well, you're not really in real estate, so, but he could, he's good at knowing people's intentions. Yeah. So,
what did he say?
This guy's better than me to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to know what he say. What did he say?
Oh, he's very blunt. If anyone knows anyone who's on the high intellect spectrum, he
Yeah.
just usually says, yeah, no, And he thought the same thing about Pace, though, because he'd never seen anything like Pace, like the way he presents his videos. He does these funny little gags and things. He's like, oh, that's all fake. The guy's a shyster or a crook. And I'm like, and I was like, so that's why I couldn't really determine, the truth of is my business partner this way too or not. I don't think so. I like Pace, and I got to understand that Pace is not at all unethical or unfair, and I've been in his home, I've met his family, like many of us. He just opens up his life to you. So that showed me, because my love language is quality time. So I think, and you touched on it, like family. But this particular partnership, and at first I thought I could make it work out. So once I overrode my own instincts, because I do have good instincts, I said, okay, it's got to work out, because he's really good at helping others, and all that, and less fortunate. It's like, he's really good at this stuff. And I just continued to try to fix it, as I'm an empath as well. So I was like, all right, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to find a solution. But month after month, no cash flow, nothing going on. When I would try to find resolution as the finance partner, he would always override me and push for his way of doing things, the way he thought was better. And then it just got to the point where this is not a collaborative, this is not a positive partnership, because real partnerships, you work together, you support, and you take feedback. Of course, you may have disagreements as partners, but you still want to work towards a common goal of finding the win-win and having a real solid exit strategy in place.
Yeah. So what do you think the mistake was? The strategy, the contracts, the underwriting? What do you think happened?
It was personality, it was the contracts, and what was the other one you said?
Underwriting.
Yeah, I didn't know much about that, of course, when I started out. So it definitely, now looking on it, I would have known this will not cash flow, and the options that were available to make it cash flow would have required a lot more upfront investment.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So, and it's funny that you mentioned that. I just had a call with this young guy. He's a trader, and he looked at things very like methodical, right? So I started showing him, because I do a lot of calculators to show him like the returns, how it will work, how to work backwards, right? And he's like, wait, so there's no cash flow here. I'm like, yeah, there's not. So let's look at different states, right? So then we found one that's semi-cash flow, and I think it was like negative. No, actually didn't. It was like negative 200. He's like, so why are people so excited about real estate? Like, you're showing me all this stuff, and I'm not excited. Like, if anything, we still haven't seen a property that makes sense. And I told him that that's the actual reality.
Was this here?
Actually, no. So he lives in Denver. So we look at properties here in Denver and in North Carolina. Yeah. And it was still like really, really hard to make sense of something, right? So that's what I told him. I'm like, so yes, it's not all about excitement. The majority of deals are going to look like this. They're not deals. And you have to run your numbers really tight and well.
Yes.
So yeah.
That's a great point. Some people, how shall I say this? With a community this size, with the type of go-giver that Pace is, you're going to have some bad actors come into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And sometimes they may just do it because they don't know any better, or sometimes they may do it to take advantage. So either one of the two happens.
Never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
They don't know any better. That's
sometimes
what they're used to.
Yeah, they don't know any better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? And it's great. It's a great point, because I don't know if it's ego driven when it comes down to that. It's like, you know what? I need to make a deal happen. I see this guy do it, this other guy do it. I need a deal happen, and fuck it. Like, I'll find a way out.
Yeah.
With another person's, with another person's money.
Finances. Yes. Money really brings out. You find out what people's belief system is with money.
Yes.
You really do. So there is
agree.
definitely scarcity mentality. There is, a feeling of ownership. When you put the money in, it's like, it's mine. So I've realized that I am, and I've lost money quite a bit. I realize I am trusting with it. But I know in the long run, Now I've made the correction and I know what to look for. And it's, it's really okay. Graziazzi talks about it all the time. He has failed in so many businesses. He's been burned. He's had bad partnerships. He's lost. So now, of course, I went through the whole cycle. Initially, when it happens to you, it feels awful, because you're like, damn, I didn't see it coming.
I know.
And I'm like, man, I could have talked to this person, that person, or that lawyer. I didn't want to go to a lawyer right away. And again, in the beginning, you kind of trust this person because, they have some leverage in the community. And you figured, they know their stuff. So I sort of just didn't really do my due diligence.
And I had a mentor for trading, right? So a lot of people put a lot of trust in people of power.
Yes.
So
I'm
he
guilty
was
of
the
that.
first one to tell me.
I'm guilty of that.
Those are the most dangerous people you will ever find. So if you ever find a person in power, those are the people you need to look at like with the most
magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to bring religion, but like priests, people that are in higher power, CEOs and everything, like a lot of them done some horrible things, but because of their position of power, a lot of people are not willing to step up to like, hey, like, what are you doing? It's wrong,
Yeah, no, it's important to have some kind of spiritual groundwork so you don't put your hopes, dreams, and desires into one person.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to change everything for you. You have to be careful of that. You're right. The idolatry aspect is there.
Yes.
So for sure. So this has been a good lesson. And as well as this private money lending. So last year I had about 3 deals.
Mm-hmm.
So private money lending is another one. And we didn't anticipate that things would be so delayed. And it's not like they're bad people. They're good. They're good borrowers. And so Chris has known them and has worked with them with 3 prior times. And so, but now he realized it's not a good market. You have to sort of consider the market that you're going into. And this one's Philadelphia. So Philadelphia, as with many liberal regulation cities, they have very, very tight, very long red tape and bureaucracy to provide approval. So this was for a complete renovation and a rebuild. Like they were adding a 3rd floor terrace. It was a 2-floor. So they had to, of course, provide all the schematics. They had to get the approval from the city inspector. And they kept dragging things out. They paid to expedite it. And now, where are we now? 13 months. More and more, family stuff came into play too with some of the investors. It just things keep dragging out.
Mm-hmm.
And, now I'm at the point where, well, do you understand? Of course, we have a backup contingency plan. Like most lenders, you have either penalties added to it or eventually you take over the property, the hard money loan. And so that's where I'm at. I want to be able to communicate that to her and say, do you understand where we're at now? Because the money I lent you is going to be a lot more than what I lent you.
Yeah.
And so, even though there's these, difficulties, I think I've experienced because I've done a couple of different deals and I've experienced every difficult thing you can experience with real estate. And so I suppose that's just for me. That's just where we're at. I'm getting the real school of hard knocks training here.
Yeah.
You know, and again, it's nobody's fault. I'm not blaming anyone. This is my journey, but I know now I already have partnered up with someone else on a PML who's doing really well, who's in the Owners Club. Great, wonderful guy. Came highly recommended from a friend of mine in Owners Club. We've been friends many months. She was always looking out for me.
Mm-hmm.
Really genuine person. And those are the types of people that I'm starting to attract now because that's how I am.
Right.
And so this one's going to, yield some good results in the midst of still trying to work through these deals that aren't yielding much yet. So it's really like it brings you face to face with your frustrations, your fears, and everybody else's skepticism. Like, look what you're going through. You really think real estate works? Yeah, I do. I do think it works. It's just, you never know how things are going to turn out. Life happens, unexpected happens. So, but you stay consistent. I know the results will happen. So that's where I'm at. I'm working on developing a little more consistency. I'm grateful I have my job. So it has not severely affected my way of living. And I'm very fortunate with that because the money I put into this business, it didn't come from my income. It came from my family's estate. My father passed away a couple years ago. So it's been a really kind of a tough climb to this point in my life. And that money is what I decided to do, was put it into real estate. Instead of buying myself a new car or paying off my townhouse, I said, I'm going to put this in real estate. And so, yeah, that was the decision I made. And so I really kind of consider the money like, it's not all mine. I think you touched upon it, and I will touch on this topic. I believe it belongs to God. And so when you release that attachment to the money, you're not so upset. You're not out for revenge. You're not out to like say, I'm going to fix, this person for doing this to me. I'm not about any of that. I'm just going to work towards a resolution and try to come to a win-win resolution. As tough as it's been, we're going to get there, because that's my goal. And then reaching out to other investors who've been through this very same thing that I have. And some of these are very seasoned investors. They say just you do your best to, break even and call it a day.
Yeah.
So that's it.
That's good.
And move on.
You touch into a point that you said, like, you're attracting now good investors, good people into your life, into your network.
Yes.
How do you think that happened? How would you recommend other people to do the same thing that you're doing?
Well, it's you can't fake that. You really got to care about people. It has to come from a genuine need, like, how you doing? I check in with people. I'll just do, how's it going? How are you today? Even if there's no financial incentive, I just reach out. And then I'll find out that after a while, others start reaching out to me, checking in on me. And then eventually, they'll have a skill or something where I might need their help on something. They'll step in. They need me, I'll step in. And this is how it happens. It's really a spiritual thing. It's not a school trained thing. You either are an authentic, caring person, or you're just a driven, competitive person. There's different types of personalities, and if you can find the blend of both, I think kind of like Pace has that. He blends some of that competition, and he learns the game too. Because once you get big enough, like he said, you got to play the game a little bit, because some people were wrong. And of course, he's big now, but as you guys start getting more, you're going to have haters, right? You're going to have people saying stuff about you, making stuff up about you that's not true, accusing you of stuff that's not true, and this and that. So, yeah, it's happened, to me a couple of times. I've been accused of things that are completely not true, but I don't really react to it because I know who I am. And I just know that sometimes it's just, they don't know how to manage a situation, and they just go to blaming.
Yeah.
But that's what's going to happen with you guys too, as you consider, getting bigger and your brand is out there. Someone's going to say, oh, you did me wrong, or you did this to me. And how are you going to handle it? You're just going to say, hey, that's not who I am. And you just let them have their piece. Don't answer everything you see on the internet. If you just stay firm with who you are, people will come to you. And that's what I believe. So I've been doing it quietly. I'm learning to get more comfortable with social media. I don't really brand myself. I know, Pace encourages that because it's uncomfortable. So I'm going to start doing that. And then again, I'll have somebody that's really good with social media to help me with that, because I'm not, I don't know how to do it. Just have a camera going all the time, watching me do things.
Yes.
I guess. Yeah, it's not natural to me, but yeah, as I get more comfortable, and then I team up with people who, are willing to show me some of the steps and say, hey, this is all it is. It's not a big deal. And eventually then I start to get, to pave my own little path. One of the things I'm really good at is diet and nutrition. So that was one area I was looking to do, was some little podcasts about that, helping people manage their busy life, but also putting their health and their self, managing all of that. And I'm very good at that because I'm also a high anxiety kind of person. So I try to balance so many things, and I've had to learn what I need to do for myself. And the food that I eat is very important. So that's another thing. What you eat will determine the kind of energy you have, how well you can concentrate, how well you can rest, how well you can focus. So I was thinking that I might just do that.
I would definitely buy that.
Yeah.
If you ever had a product out there, a PDF, little class, a master class, I would definitely.
Well, thank you. I might get to that point. It's not really any particular product. It's food itself provides the answer to a lot of what ails us, but it's finding that the source of food is very important, where it comes from and what's in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of that. That was the final piece that helped me because I have a chronic condition.
Mm-hmm.
And so diet was a big one. Of course, I take herbals and vitamins, but through the help of doctors, I've come to find out what works.
Okay.
And so this is not just Niki talking. This is from, conventional and naturopath doctors.
Okay.
And I go every week still, and I see a functional neurologist, and he's a chiropractor. So I do that as well. I do my therapies. I do my full-time job. I do all my meal planning. So now, we're going to Squat Up, right? So I was like, all right, I got to bring, I eat mostly paleo, if anyone's familiar with that. It's like animal proteins. It's all nature-derived foods.
Mostly whole food, right? Like not anything
additives,
processed, nothing like that.
No carbs, no beans, no rice, no breads.
No beans.
No beans for the Latino community. Lo siento.
No rice too. Wow.
Yes, it's hard. And again, that's been
what's
my
your
training.
favorite dish? Like, what do you eat? If you were like to say like, hey, I eat this and this, like, what would be your like top 2 things to eat?
Oh my gosh, what do? I do, it's hard to narrow it down now because I eat pretty much a lot of the same stuff. Like Chris Chef, if you know him, the Gator guy, he goes, that's boring. Yeah, it is, because it's mostly animal protein. So my breakfast comprises of bacon and eggs.
Okay.
I'll do some yogurt with fruit.
Okay.
And then I'll do like a turkey burger and coleslaw salad.
Okay.
I don't like mixed greens. They get moldy. I don't like iceberg lettuce. Anything that gets moldy, do not touch. Peaches, bananas, same thing.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, oranges and apples. Those are the ones you can have. So, yeah, it's a little restricted. Not as much as the carnivore diet. That has helped Mark, my longtime partner. That's helped him with his spectrum, with his autism and his skin. He always had rashes, and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's just listen to Dr. Jordan Peterson. He talks about how all his depression, everything, his pain, went away when he went to carnivore. The only thing with carnivore is you really have to supplement with magnesium. You do have to supplement with some extra things in order to do a mostly meat diet. But you have to test it and see how your body reacts. The initial, if you go to paleo or keto diet, your body in the beginning is going to rebel because it's like, what are you doing? So for the first 2 weeks, you'll feel awful. Yes, you will feel awful. If you can tough out the first 2-3 weeks, then you start to feel better though. And it's like, man, I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
And so I've stuck to this, and it's hard. I was born in France, and I'm Greek. So we always started the morning with sugar, right? It was hot chocolate and croissants in France. Oh. And when I came to America, it was cereals and little Debbie snack cakes and
waffles,
donuts, pancakes, all of that. Yeah. I ate everything you can imagine. Yeah. Waffle fries. So that I think would be a huge help to people who are struggling with certain chronic conditions like myself. Because you wouldn't know now I have a chronic condition. I still do technically, but I've cut the meds. The only thing I take now for the rheumatoid arthritis is not methotrexate. I stopped that. I take hydroxychloroquine. And actually that's I'm happy to take that because it helps with COVID. So, and cancer. It's been known to help with cancer cells. But yeah.
So why haven't you done that, Niki? Like, this is the first time I hear. So you sound passionate about it.
I know. I was like, geez,
right?
I'm telling you, like, I'll like go all in there.
Why haven't you done it? Like,
because I'm a dismissive avoidant. I don't know how to do it. Then I'm like, no, I don't know how to do it. Well, I'll just not do it. So I know. I'd be happy to. I know.
So I will tell you social media because I was talking to another couple at the meetup we had. And they were telling us, they're like, oh, you guys are doing great with social media. I think we're at 3 or 4, but I'm very
out of 10 though.
Out of 10. So I'm very like, hey, like I want our stuff to be like this. So
that's awesome.
who I compare to myself is always like the best of the best, right?
Yeah.
But I was telling them like, just document. Like even our conversation, like the conversation we're having right now, you could even clip it. Like whenever we have it ready, just clip it. Take out like 5 or 10 of those things, like little videos, and just post it on your social media. That was great information right there.
I'll tell the editors too. Hey,
I will.
Lucas, get that clip so we can give it to her so she can post it. So then
we'll do that.
Absolutely.
Our editors will do that for you.
I've devoted most of my life to health. And so, when I had to stop and think, what am I really good at? Because, we sell ourselves short sometimes. What am I good at? I some of these, like you guys, you know, you have your brand, and like some of these owners club, I mean, they have like entire companies and all these great things they're doing, and I'm like, what do I have? And then, yeah, you could tell like health is a big thing, and I know that I could provide value to somebody who's like, oh, I just, you know, you're stuffing your face with like bars and, you know, and takeout food. It really does affect your body because a lot of it is processed, a lot of it has dyes, and it, you know, over a long term, it really hurts you. So, so yeah, so I can definitely, it's not that hard to do. I can travel, and I can, you know, I bring sliced fruit, I'll bring some frozen, I'll freeze some turkey patties, you know, stuff like that, so I can have my paleo diet, you know, and and I'll once in a while my cheat treat. I do have cheat treats. I'll go to have pizza ablaze, and I'll do the cauliflower crust.
Okay.
Yeah, with the pesto base and regular mozzarella cheese. I can still do cheese, so I'll do cheese still.
So when we travel, like for example, going to Squad Up, like you bring your own food.
I'll either bring my own food or pick at the buffet. But I think last year, didn't they have a big buffet or the cafes? Or I'll get a salad, you know, with chicken on it, and I'll do that. You know, it's not terribly hard, you know. And usually, if I go to a restaurant, I look to see, okay, do they offer a protein dish and a vegetable? No pasta, you know, like Maggiano's. I used to love going to. It's tough to go there now. Yeah, and Grimaldi's Pizzeria, I used to go there too.
Oh, Grimaldi's.
Oh my goodness, I know. Yeah. So I have to make some sacrifices, but the rewards are worth it. I have felt so much better since autoimmune. I was diagnosed in 2015 with rheumatoid arthritis, but I really started getting all the inflammation, all the swelling up in 2014. So yeah, we're talking now 10 years.
I think my mom was diagnosed with that too. I need to talk to her.
Have her talk to me. No problem.
She don't speak English though.
Just translate, my dog.
Oh yes, I guess
I'll be in the middle. A
little bit, but yeah, I'll have to tell her no empanadas,
no tortillas,
no tamales. Shoot. Yeah, they'll be like, what?
Yeah.
No tortilla
nothing
chips.
Then.
Yeah, most of the Latino diet is very high in carbs.
I know.
Yeah.
So right now at the office, we're actually I have the hardest time. But Gio and John, they've been doing the low carb or no carb.
Yeah.
And the other day you had carbs, right? You said like you felt terrible.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so good for you. You do no carb?
I got into the insulin resistant what do you call it?
Rabbit hole.
Yeah, the rabbit hole. And I started looking at videos and stuff like that. Like, ooh, even Diet Coke versus Coke Zero is different. It reacts different to your body. So I started going into that. Like, absolutely. Let me try it. Let me go no carb thing. And then I was doing it. I was doing pretty good. And then, because we always have like drinks in the office, and that time we had a drink, but I made a mistake and I bought the regular sugar one. Right?
Yeah, it's the regular.
And then we had no more drinks. Like, shoot, I think I'm gonna stop the diet right now because I really need a drink. So I took that drink, and the next day I felt bad. I feel like very sluggish, very
lethargic.
Yeah,
and you feel a little down. Sugar is a major inflammatory, and it's an addiction. That's why they add it to foods. Do not eat any McDonald's fries. They are the most fake. Yeah, they have so many false ingredients. They're synthetic laboratory made.
That's why they're so good.
Yeah,
but that's why you should avoid them.
Yeah, just on Instagram, just look up Food Babe. She talks about all the stuff that's in foods. Some of the foods you would never.
YouTube?
It's Instagram. Yeah, she probably has a YouTube. Her name is Vani Hari, and she's now working with RFK Jr. to remove some of those harmful dyes. Because believe it or not, like cereals, they put all the bad stuff in the U.S. versions, but on the overseas versions, they put all the healthy, the natural juices. They put all the dyes in ours.
So I was going to tell you that I traveled to Croatia, right? And one of my things is like I'm gonna try everything that's like from USA, but in other countries, I don't know. I just like to do the test. So I actually had McDonald's, and it tastes so different.
It's natural. Yeah.
Even the Carl's Jr. from like Mexico. If you ever had the chance, just have their chicken nuggets. It's like literally chicken.
Yeah, you could
it's
taste
chicken.
It's real chicken, right? Yes. It's not chicken pieces and chicken.
Oh, I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
here.
chicken. Yeah, they add some of them. Even styrofoam has been found in some of it. It's just awful what they do because we have a huge country. That's the thing, and most of the food corporations now there's 10 major ones that own most of our food supply. and the tobacco company bought some of the cereal companies like General Mills, and so it's
Oh,
all
wow.
big money.
Okay, I
yeah,
got you.
yeah. So yes, you go to Europe because I've been to Greece. All the food is straight from the ground to the table,
Yeah.
and yeah, I can eat wheat overseas. I have a gluten intolerance here.
Yes.
What?
That
Yes.
too.
They
I-
put weed killer in the wheat, just so you know.
Yeah, I always tell people that because I get like joint pains when I
Yes.
eat certain type of pizzas and everything. So here I
Yes.
don't like. I was trying to avoid everything over there because they told me the same thing. Over there, I started. I was eating pizza almost every day over there, and then desserts
Yeah,
too.
it won't bother you because
That
it's
was
natural.
good.
It's naturally derived foods.
Yes.
Unfortunately, with our country, we've been poisoned. I'm sorry to say, and it has a lot to do with our food corporations, with Monsanto, who handles the wheat, corn, and the soy.
Yeah.
They're a large company owned by Bayer as well. I believe Bayer had bought them out. It's all big money connections. Just again, if you get into it, it's a deep rabbit hole, like you said.
Yeah.
You can find out so much. It's incredible, and so
That's crazy.
I
Like
try the best to.
it's awesome to
To
get
eat the
that
best
confirmation
foods.
because I tell people like that was my experience, and they're like,
Yep.
yeah, you sure? I was.
Yeah, see,
100%.
you're a little more sensitive to gluten like I am
I
too.
am.
Yeah, because I used to eat wheat up until I was 40, 41. That's where it really started.
Aren't you like 35?
Oh, yeah, sorry, wrong math. When I was 21. Thank you, very kind. But yes, food is everything. And if you think before vaccines, before all this medication, food was always the healer. But, a lot changed after the Industrial Revolution. Once they found quicker, cheaper ways to produce food, that's
the way to go.
Yeah,
right?
that's
That's what they
That's
thought.
where we're at. And America is one of the worst offenders, unfortunately. Sad to know. But here we are. It's changing soon. It'll take a couple years, but we'll get better.
Why
That's
don't you
awesome.
teach this, Niki?
I would love to. I would love to join forces with RFK Jr. Hey, Pace, make it happen. You've been to Mar-a-Lago. You've met Trump. Come on. So anyway, yeah, it's all about connections. But at some point, when it's meant to be, it'll happen. Yeah.
Yeah. You should definitely create content about that.
Yeah, because
Thank you.
what's like an investor like us have money but no health?
Yes. And health is, in Greek, we always say if you don't have your health, you don't have anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
It's very true.
I heard let me see if I don't butcher this one. But I said like if you have money, if you have no health, you have nothing because then you're spending that money to recover your health.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Until your health deteriorates, you don't pay any attention to it. That's why I say it's important to have balance. It's important not to let competition rule your life. You have to have relationships. You have to have balance and harmony. And you have to have some empathy in business. You got to mix the two.
Definitely.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, you don't have a kid yet. Do you have any kids?
I have a stepson, but
Okay.
I didn't raise him from a baby. But yes,
Okay,
I do understand.
So I recently became a dad. I say recently. It's felt like 4 years because he's crazy, but he's
You look like you're 18. So
I know. He's a year and a half.
Oh, congratulations!
So thank you so much. But ever since he's come into my life, it's just been different. The way I see everything, business. We also had a loss previously before that. So my grandpa also passed away recently. So there's been a lot of things that I'm just like, okay, like I like business. I enjoy having a business. I enjoy doing this, but I'm like, I don't want to do this like
all the time.
crazy stuff all the time. Like
It's
I want
so
to.
true.
Yeah, you
We're
get tired.
created. We're
Yeah.
created to connect.
Yeah.
And family is the biggest, most important
Exactly.
relationship. And again, I will reference Pace. He says, even as busy as he is, he creates pockets of hours of time with his children and his wife.
Yeah.
And he calls
That's
it.
what I like about him.
Yeah, create that magic,
Yeah.
he says. So do that. Create that little
Yeah.
magic again with your kids, and then you're like filled up again and you're ready to go
Yeah.
back into business.
Because there's a lot of people that say, "Oh, you have to sacrifice." I'm like,
That's
Me-
what my
you kind of don't. Like,
that my
you could do
partner
both.
said too. Like you gotta keep going. But the thing is, the results speak for themselves. Because you see, like he doesn't have a lot of family or close family, and so
Mhm.
if you don't have a lot of close family or they're not here, most of mine are in New York too. But I have Mark's family, and and I consider my close friends family. So yes, you can create that family atmosphere.
Yeah.
But like you said, when you have a child, that changes your whole world because they become your priority, and you want to see their first steps. You want to see their development stages. So so what you have to do is not make yourself available to everybody all the time. You say, okay, Sunday from 9 to 11, from 7 a.m. to 11, whenever you get up to 11 a.m., I don't respond to anything unless
Yeah.
it's my wife or my kids or my mom and dad. That's it. I only respond to them. No business. And when you do that, Jamil's really good he talks about that too.
yeah,
And I love his mindset as well, his mindset sessions. So yeah, once you establish these are unnegotiable. I don't do any business, no matter like the fire, house is on fire, maybe then, but like otherwise, it's
Otherwise,
family.
it's family time.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I go on the sacrifice route because I don't want to do this forever. I just want to accelerate the process, right? I just want all right, I'm gonna work hard from January until October, and October I'll lay off a little bit.
Do you have a wife? Yes.
No,
Child.
I have nephews.
You have
My
nephews.
2 sisters and my 3 nephews.
Because if you have a wife, you got to do a date night. You got to slow your roll and take her out and make her feel special and do it once a week. But if you don't have a special someone, then it's all good. Yeah, you can concentrate on you. Yeah. But take yourself out too. Like give a break, do something, take a walk.
Or take me out. Like,
yeah, whatever.
I always take me out.
Yeah, take your partner out. Well, yeah, once in a while, it's not a bad thing.
Oh no, yeah, we do. We go eat.
Good. Yeah, like take yourselves out, celebrate.
Every time we close a deal, we go to this special bar.
That's what we're like this right now.
That's fantastic.
Closing too many deals right now.
I do love sushi, so yes,
so good.
I will have sushi. I have what's called a tuna caro salad at Raw Sushi. I used to work at Raw Sushi, so they have it's ahi tuna with avocado and greens.
Oh, that's
so
great. That sounds
good.
really good.
Yeah, so I will have, and I just still love sushi, but I just can't have the rice as much anymore.
Yeah,
but I still love sushi very much.
Yeah, that's good.
It's good stuff.
Oh, like I said, you sound passionate about this. You should do some kind of content about it.
Yeah, thank you. Yes,
and if you think it's hard,
it's
not hard. I'll show you right now. You have a phone, microphones, and that's all you need, and a tripod. That's all you need.
So I have a gimbal from the first retreat.
Yeah,
I barely have touched it because I'm like, I don't know how to do this thing.
But you don't need it.
So it's that. Get a tripod. You don't need, because the thing is this, right? And this used to be my fault too. Oh, I need to write a script. I'm gonna learn on YouTube how to write a script the right way. So I'm gonna consume 10 videos about how to write a script the right way. It's like just commit to the action.
Yeah, just do it.
So the same thing. You need to record yourself. You don't need to learn how to use a gimbal. So like you could even buy a tripod, set it up, and start recording yourself.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It is easy. You're right.
Very easy.
Yeah, I want to do a little more because I like Instagram a little more than Facebook.
Yeah.
For the real content is better. I like the video content on it. Although I can share it to Facebook, but I've learned Instagram a little better, and I kind of like it because I did a video like back in January. I was talking about this book that made a difference, and all of a sudden people are like talking about it like the following month, and I only did one video.
Yeah.
So I had like 100 people saw it. I was like, what?
And 100 people?
Yeah, I got like.
Holy shit, that's
pretty good.
And I did it on my phone and posted it later because if I do a live video, it reverses the image. I know there's a way around it, but I don't know what that way is. It's like I think
don't do.
It's better to the real.
Yeah, just do my own. Yeah, I do my own on the cell phone and then post it, and then I add captions if I want something like that. But yeah, it's not as sophisticated as you guys because you have a production crew, so I don't know how to do the instant little blasts with all the colors and sounds.
So you don't have to though because we started. Let's talk now about social media. Yeah. So we started doing that because when on the retreat in Scottsdale, there was a lot of mentioning about social media and putting your brand out there.
Yes.
So when we go to masterminds, we sit apart. Like you go over there, I sit over here, and let's get your network, and I'll get some, and then we'll join.
Oh, nice.
Wherever you met, right? So I always send them away. And then I was sitting by myself and he was talking about that, like, yeah, we need that. We need to do that. So that day was like the second day. That's when I decided, like, I texted my assistant. I was like, hey, put a flyer out there. We're hiring a social media manager.
Oh, fantastic.
And an editor. And post it out there without consulting him. Like, just put it out there. You gotta just react to it, not overthink it. Because if I was to consult him, he's like, no, I could do it, and I'll do it myself. And like, no, you won't. We're busy with the business itself.
Yeah, so you took action.
So it's just get it done. We hired somebody cheap from out of the country, and obviously we tested him. And then if they don't work, you just replace and hire somebody.
How'd you hire him? You went on Fiverr or something?
Yeah, no. What are we?
So LinkedIn.
Oh, through LinkedIn. Oh,
yeah,
cool.
LinkedIn.
And then
there's a ton of them.
So you just type in the job description and people come up on there.
And then you could push it. Like you could pay money. I think we had like 80 at some point, 100. So from those, like just
you tell them send me your portfolio. Let me see some samples of what do you do.
Oh, that's
and then you
cool.
pick whatever aligns to what exactly you want, and
Right.
then you just test. I usually test them out like, hey, we're gonna do a test period 1 month, and at the end of the month, I'm gonna tell you if we work out or not. Because firing for me is one of the hardest things to do. I don't like firing, but now I set the expectation. Like, look, we're gonna test it for a month. At the end of the 30 days, I'll tell you we keep going or not. Right?
That's
So they
fantastic.
know.
they have the expectation.
They have the expectation,
Yes.
and they have to do their best in those 30 days.
Mhm.
Because if they don't, if they give me mediocre results, they're getting caught out on
Yeah,
day 30.
it's good to make that clear from the beginning.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I don't feel so bad because like I just hired you and I gave you this expectation that you're gonna work for me forever. So now they know like in 30 days you're gonna make it or that's it.
Getting cut.
So I just did one recently where like I hired this editors for social media.
Hmm.
I didn't like them. They were always late delivering the product. I set the expectation. This is what I want, and they didn't deliver what I wanted. And I told them like, you know what, this is not gonna work. Here's your 1 month pay. That's it. Thank you so much. And I thought they took it pretty well. They said, oh, thank you so much for the opportunity. We're here if you need me. Blah blah blah. Like, okay, thanks. And just move on. Go to the next one.
That's it. It happens when you're growing business. You're gonna have to fire some people at some point.
Yeah, I suck
Yeah.
at firing.
Yeah, we don't feel good doing it, of course,
Yeah.
but it's necessary to grow your team.
Yeah.
That's good that you've gone through that. I haven't yet gotten to that point, so
Yeah, I like to delegate everything.
good. Yeah, I don't want to have to do everything. I don't want to have to know everything either. And
Exactly.
That's why I love collaborating. So, oh, good, you're good at this. So that's how I did my first landing page. I just did my landing page
Oh, nice.
a few days ago. Yeah, because
What do you use?
Well, I did my domain, so I set up my domain.
Okay.
And so her name is Heather. She helped set up and
Okay.
did all the
Okay.
like I want this, I just want.
Does she
know.
do it in Go High Level? I'm pretty sure. I
Yes.
think.
Yes, she
Heather
does.
uses Go High
Yes.
Level.
She's good at that
level.
too. Yeah, so she kind of came into Owners Club with this skill set. Her main focus wasn't just wasn't mostly real estate. It was to offer her services to owners, to business owners, traditional business owners, like you guys too. And so I was like, oh man, yeah, I need to talk to her. Like, let me get moving with some of this. So yeah, well, as you know, the saying goes, you have to spend money and make money.
Exactly.
You have to.
Yeah. So if you're afraid to spend money and you want the $0 easy button does not exist, guys. So
It doesn't. Even right now, for our YouTube stuff, because one of the hardest things to do is kind of like really having the system to record and write the script and do that whole thing. So we're struggling with that for the longest time. Like we could pump out like short form, but I know that YouTube is huge. Like, and we had to do it. So it was like, to me, it's a priority to like just start it out. But it was really hard to like kind of sit down and really get it going.
Create the system.
Yeah.
The process. Like, all right, you do the script. All right, we're gonna set some time to record, and then we're gonna send it to the editors, and then the editors gonna do their stuff, and we're gonna review it, make changes, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't have that. We was like, all right, let's do YouTube. All right,
Yeah.
okay, let's do YouTube.
Let's do a
When?
video.
Oh
When?
my
Just
gosh.
whenever we have time.
Thursday.
yeah, my YouTube.
What are we gonna do?
It's just sitting there.
Talking about something.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Thursday will come through. I'll be like, okay, let's record, and he'll be like, okay, what are we gonna record? And it was just back and forth, right? So then we joined this like small little, what would he call it? Like he calls it a cohort,
Course.
like a small course about YouTube. His name is Dilla Reynolds, and he's really good. Like he's pretty much he gave us his system, so I was like, okay, perfect. Now I know.
Dana.
what we're gonna
Yeah,
do.
I know. I've
Dylan.
seen his
Dylan,
name. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan.
Okay.
He's April. I'm assuming
Elias.
April Elias.
Yes.
Yes. That's Dylan is the nephew.
Yeah, nephew.
Is her nephew.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah, she offered it. I don't know if you're in the chat for Owners Club. She offered like, hey, my nephew does YouTube.
Oh, the WhatsApp. Yeah, there's so much activity. I can't
know.
even keep up.
Yeah,
So
I
I
just-
try to kind of go towards Kajabi too. But yes, there's great chats in there. So sometimes I'll jump in.
I
But
kind of ignore it
it's
this
so high volume. It's so high volume.
It is.
there's so many people.
And then Chloe said, I can't moderate that one. So I was like, yeah, okay. So I'll go on jump a Kajabi if I have something to say.
Yeah.
It's a little more organized there because it's all split into subgroups.
So basically, to summarize that, we paid for the structure. We had the idea, but we didn't know how to structure it. So we paid him to show us how to structure it. Now we know the structure. Now we have to perform. Now we know, like, all right, this is step 1, step 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's
Perfect.
great.
Let's do
A system.
Let's do 1. Let's do 2. Let's do 3. Let's do 4. Let's do 5. So it's about that.
So he helps set up the system for what you're doing now. The
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah.
He showed
That's
us
great.
the system. He didn't help us do it, but he showed, like, this is what
Yeah.
you're supposed to do. And then, like, all right, let's put it in the calendar.
That's
And
fantastic. Yeah, but because I've been seeing more of your content this year. Last year, not so much.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember we had a conversation, Gio, at some point. I was
Yeah.
like, I need to see you out there. I'm not seeing you out there.
Yeah, I was
No,
like,
yeah.
you know what? That actually got to me.
Yeah.
I was like, how are we like closing? And in that moment, we closed like a bunch of deals. I was like, how are we closing like 3, 4, 5? And we still need to put it out there. How are we closing 2, 3, 4, 5 deals, and no one knows about it?
yeah.
Like,
because it's not being
yes.
shared on social
Well,
media.
there's people out there.
But most
getting
of us are
messed
guilty
up,
of that.
right?
We don't share all our wins. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you got to have your camera on every step
Right.
of the way. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm not used to doing, and it's just breaking through that barrier because I come from, a private Greek family. They're old school.
Yeah.
So
Why
it
are you
was-
putting yourself
yes.
out there?
Why are you talking about all your challenges and da 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 da? So I had to learn. Like, that's why I shifted over to Instagram, so I keep them separate. Because my aunt still, God bless her, she's just like, no, you need to stop sharing these things with people. Nobody needs to know. I'm like, yeah, well, I can share whatever content I want. So that's why I moved over to Instagram. I'm like, okay, let me just do more of my real estate content on there.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
What are you looking for, Nikki? So what's the goal for? We're in March. What's the goal for this year?
It's to create a little more results, some cash flow, and to get my a little more social media and do a little more with the nutrition aspect. Put myself out there a little bit, and connect with people that can help me provide some of those steps, like you said. Because right now it seems like a daunting task in my head, because I haven't quite done it. But you're right. It's just first to start off. I'll have a little conversation, a little video, and I can start just very organic, and then as it starts to kind of grow, then I can start to develop people and then maybe start charging for consultations and things like that.
Yeah.
Eventually monetize it if it grows to that level, and wrap the real estate around it. So
I was gonna touch on that. Like, so for me, it's very important. For example, you are in two fields, which is, to me, is health and entrepreneurship.
yes,
And for example, we talked about a system, right?
right,
And I'm pretty sure I will buy into a system that said, hey, this is the stuff you should be eating. That's kind of like quick and fast that you should be consuming. So to me, that's like a sell right there, because like I want to take care of myself, because I want to be old enough to play with my kid forever.
Yes.
Essentially,
right.
I want to take care of myself. I don't want to die, and but also you understand the perspective of us being busy, so I don't have like 3 hours to make a meal.
Exactly, quick and easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all quick and we'll have one day like I'll do my turkey burgers like on a Sunday, and I'll make 8 of them that last me throughout the week. I'll eat them for lunch. Salads are easy to make. They come prepared and pre-sliced, and I buy shredded carrots, and I put pinola nuts. That's the Greek in me. I put the pinola nuts in there, and olive and avocado oil only, guys. No sunflower, no seed oils. Avocado, coconut, avocado, and olive oil only. That's it. Those are the best and the healthiest oils to use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Avocado, coconut, and what's the other one?
Avocado, coconut, and olive oil, of
Olive
course. Yeah, the king of oils.
Yeah.
It's a really, the healthiest oil. But, for heating things up, I would suggest using, I use butter too, actually. Like
Butter?
natural butter, grass-fed butter.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see that it comes a lot more yellow in color, more almost orange. That's what grass-fed cows should eat, grass, not grains. And so the cheese and the butters look a lot more richer color.
Okay.
Just like pasture-raised eggs, the yolk looks orange instead of yellow.
Yeah.
Buy pasture-raised if you can. Just like when you went overseas or you went to Mexico, when I first saw, because my family is traditional farmers. When I first had a an egg outside of a chicken on my plate. I looked at that. I was like, what's wrong with it? It's so orange. Because I was used to, mass produce eggs, which are yellow. But I'm sorry, I keep going on.
No,
I get so
you should-
excited.
I'm telling you, you should definitely do it.
I get so excited.
I was thinking like, so
Shoot.
you're an entrepreneur. How's your diet?
Yeah, that's
How are
perfect.
you
There it
feeling?
is.
Right, because even Mark's guilty of it, and I always teach him, you got to eat better. He used to eat terribly, and now with keto, it's like he only eats like 5 things, and it's so much easier for him because when he gets caught up in something and he's working on music, he doesn't step away. He'll just keep going until you're like, all right, now I'm starving, I gotta go.
Yeah.
So ketosis also means fasting. So the body fasting is actually good for you, but you have to do it
The better
intermittently and do it with a doctor's supervision, because if you're diabetic, things like that, you have to be careful. But fasting is actually very essential. It's like defrosting your fridge, cleans out the stuff, gets you cleansed and detox and cleanses you
I'm
naturally.
telling you, you should have a class.
Oh, I wish. I know people can say, well,
Should promote it in Owners Club.
Why not?
Be
I
sure
would
to-
love it. Okay.
We're recording this,
80%
so
of the people will
Yeah,
be there.
well, please, if
Commit
you can
to it.
share it with the club. Yeah, I will share the link too with the Owners Club. I will, if you guys can complete that video, because I don't know how else to promote myself because I'm not accredited or a certified nutritionist. So
Yeah.
you have to. You have to be.
don't
I'm
think-
guessing. I don't know. To be honest, with certain things, especially if people have a medical condition, I always have to say, well, you should see things.
Just say it.
Should talk to a doctor, but this is my experience and this
Yeah.
is what's helped. And
Yeah. Just say this for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of merit to it. And I like to tell people, well, test it out for yourself. It's hard to do it in the beginning. So first, just like Gio did, cut out the carbs first. See how you feel. And just check in with your body.
How did you feel?
How did I feel? Oh, I was on it.
Yeah, I
was on it. I was, ooh, let's go.
Yeah.
So
So
then I had I had that soda. And
bam.
shoot.
So I would tell you, when I have too many carbs for lunch, I fall asleep. Like I'll go to sleep.
yeah.
Like half an hour late, I literally fall asleep. But if it's like a steak and then like some veggies on the side, I'm like
you feel a little more
nothing.
better. That protein energizes
man, you just keep them going.
Yeah, and the only other component is you got to stay active when you're on paleo or keto, because you're taking in all that extra protein and the high fats. So there are healthy fats like avocado. So you have to be active in some way.
Yeah.
So that's where it's a little tough for me sometimes when I'm working all day at home too, because I work from home. I have to I got stairs. Let me do my stairs.
Oh,
I have
okay.
to fit in the exercise.
That's
Up
good.
and down, hand weights. Because when I get busy too, I'm or preoccupied with a problem, I'm like, I don't exercise enough. That's the only thing is I have to do some yoga, some weights, strength training, because I'm very, as you can see, I don't build muscle easily. It's hard for me. So I have to do those types of things, weightlifting to maintain.
Niki, if someone wanted to find you, where would be the best place to find you? Because that's what we
Instagram.
usually do. Yeah.
Instagram.
Instagram?
Yeah, I know. I have to probably change the handle. It's like N Glorakis, and it's my last
Yeah,
name.
you need to change that because the other day I
Yeah.
was looking for you. Like,
Yeah, I don't.
God, Nikki, how
how
do
do
I
I-
find you, Nikki?
Okay, do I have to go to my account, I guess, and just put, you know what? I'll put something like nutrition related. I probably will change that handle now.
Put your name though. Put your
Nikki,
name
Yeah,
on
put
there.
your
Yeah.
name.
So I was
You
looking
know.
for your name, your first name. And like I know her last name starts with a G, but I can't remember how to spell it correctly.
Yes.
So I was
So,
looking,
yeah.
like I can't find it. It's just
Yeah, first name and last name, because you're into tag, right? So I would tell you a hack, right? When I tag people, because sometimes I'm like taking videos, taking pictures, like if of course, Gio Garcia, John Constantine, right? And then there's people I wanted to tag, but I'm like, bro, like I don't remember. You don't have it with your name. I don't remember. Like I'm not gonna go interrupt you and like get your name right now for your
Right.
Instagram handle. So it's like you lost it. Like I'm not gonna tag you no more.
Yes,
you
I
know?
need to
So
update that. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're right, and that's been since actually June when that was discussed. Like
They-
getting
yeah,
getting
they-
an easy handle to remember. Remember somebody
they
had
told us.
exploding beaver as their handle. Oh my god, that made me laugh so hard. I'm like, who is gonna look at that seriously?
Yeah.
exploding me.
No, I remember that one. That was in Arizona, right?
Yes.
Yes,
yeah.
that was good. I didn't make Boston. I had my aunt is terminally ill, so I went to be with her in New York during that time. She's still hanging in there. God bless.
Wow.
Yeah, she still is.
Did you go to a community camp?
Yes, in September.
Yeah,
Yes, I
that
went
one.
to the September one.
We missed that one.
You missed the September one?
Yeah.
Yeah, July. I didn't have enough
No,
time.
either July.
Oh,
or
either
September.
or?
We don't
Yeah.
do any
Yeah,
of
I didn't have enough time off. I don't even know how. Like, I literally took off maybe 2.5, 3 months off of work last year, counting the business trips and the family stuff.
Right.
Mhm.
And I'm like, wow, like I just took FMLA, and they're really good with that. I had a lot going on last year,
Yeah.
But yeah, so this year I'm like, okay, I actually want to take a vacation. That's also one of my goals. I'm gonna take something I haven't done in so long. Is 5 years, I think, that actually taken a vacation, because it's all been family staycations, and visited my best friend, I think, during the pandemic in 2021. So I think I went to Alaska in 2018. So that would be, probably the last time I went on vacation.
You gotta pick a spot.
Yeah.
I have my spot, or my
Yeah,
my
he does that.
nephews.
I'm going to Miami.
Oh, my
Orlando.
Oh, my
Orlando,
God.
Orlando.
Yeah, I'm
no,
going to
Miami.
Orlando.
Miami.
Bye.
Oh gosh, you just brought back memories. Well, I'm a little older than you both, I believe. So this was before camera phones, so I had a lot of fun in Florida. That was my Vegas.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Yeah.
I bet.
Oh yes, that was like the party. It was cheaper to fly down to Florida. I never came
Yeah,
to Vegas
yeah.
until I think it was because of Equinox when I first came to Vegas in 1998. There was a conference here, and then it's a God thing, I guess. I never pictured myself living here, but my best friend's brother worked in a casino here. We were both kind of at the same point in our lives. She came out of a break off. I was coming out of like losing my jobs. I was having a hard time finding a good job on Long Island. The job market after 9/11 sucked. So it was kind of like a sign. And we just both packed up whatever, our stuff in a truck,
Wow.
and moved here. Yep. And my family, was all for it because they've known Rebecca, like she's kind of like family since I was 9 years old. And if it hadn't been for her, I probably never would have made that move because, I'm an immigrant. So I'm a first generation immigrant, and we don't change where we live. We don't change the brand of toothpaste. We don't change a thing. It's like change is like,
We don't like that.
yeah. So I've done a lot. I've adapted and changed. I've learned to change a lot, and I've learned change is actually good. It doesn't always feel good, but it's necessary good. So here I am.
That's good.
So yeah, I enjoyed our talk. You guys are great at this. Actually, you found your little niche market here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love learning about other people's stories. Like I didn't know that you were passionate about nutrition.
Yeah, I
So-
know. It's like a hidden passion because I'm so used to doing it and I do it so well. I never think that it's actually something that would help others in
Trust
a
me,
grand
they
scale.
will.
And I feel like that is like the selling point, and maybe I need to look at like the stuff that I do too, because like numbers come really easy to me, right? So I'm like, but like it's so easy. Like,
Oh, you're good
who
at
will pay for
underwriting?
that? Yeah.
Oh yes, hello.
So
Good to know.
So I think it's easy. And I'm like, why would like and today we got someone that's like, hey, like I need you to check out a deal. Like I'll pay you. I was like, that's interesting.
So you're
Yeah.
good at even with lending, like LTV and stuff like that, loan to value
Yeah.
stuff. That's
Yeah,
great.
all
I'm
that
good at
stuff is easy.
budgeting and seeing what's coming in, what's going out. I've done that for a long time, but
Yeah.
underwriting's a little different skill set.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Like I mean,
excellent.
once
Well,
he's really good. So here's the plus of our team. If I make a mistake, I'm gonna run it through G, and G's gonna pick it up. If not, like John's gonna pick it up. Like we're all pretty rounded,
We know a little bit
well
about
rounded. Yeah.
both.
that's fantastic.
Like, what about this? You didn't consider this variable.
Yeah. Like,
That's
oh,
fantastic. Yeah. How
that's
did you
right,
guys
that's
end
right.
up finding each other? It just happened on a networking event?
No, actually, we've known each other for a long time in
School.
school.
Soccer.
Yeah. I think I was 16 when we started playing soccer, right?
Yeah. So I think we were playing. I was playing with my family, I believe, and then we were looking for extra players, and I think you guys were there.
Yeah, me with Arturo.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, hey-
football.
Yeah.
You can say
Football, yeah.
football. This is
Football.
what we really call
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
So then we invited
My dad
him
watched
over.
it all the time.
Yeah.
Only football because we're European.
Yeah.
We don't
exactly.
watch American football. That's rugby. We're like, what is this
What's
thing?
that?
It
Handball.
stops every minute. They're
What?
they're punting it. They're throwing it. What are they doing?
Her penalties,
Yeah,
not,
it's
but
like
not the
what is-
right
every
ones.
9 seconds there's a whistle getting blown. What is this? I've learned to understand it. Of course, I do enjoy the Super Bowl commercials and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
But am I allowed to say Super Bowl? I don't think I am. Sorry. It's an NFL trademark now. You can't really say it.
Oh,
Really? I
really?
didn't know that. Well, it's really not.
Yeah, yeah. I used to work at when promotions of casinos. You could not say. You had to say big game party, folks.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they have very strict trademark infringements.
That's
like,
crazy.
isn't it?
It's about the money.
It very much so. Yeah, I mean they have a solid brand, but yeah, I love the only channels that would play soccer were the Spanish ones. So
Yeah.
we grew up with my father always watched those things, as well as what was his favorite game show? The Price is Right. Oh my gosh, he had a double VCR. He would record all that. but the passion of the Spanish people is always something I can relate to because Greeks are also like fiery people. So
Yeah.
Isn't John from Greek?
John's
descent?
yeah.
Yeah.
He's Greek.
John Constantine.
Yeah.
Oh, the John that looks like Jerry.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I never would have guessed it. He actually
Yeah.
looks to me a little more like Mel Gibson.
John?
Yes, he has the eyes of Mel Gibson, and then, with the beard now, and like he's like, oh, it must be. I said I see more Mel than Jerry. I do.
I don't picture him as Mel
Yeah,
Gibson.
Mel. No, totally. You got to look into his eyes
Yeah.
deeper.
Come here, John.
Come here, John. Look at me right in the eyes. He's gonna be like, "What's up with you today?" Oh my god.
Oh, this has been great.
We run out of time, so thanks. We actually went a little bit over. I told you.
Yeah,
Like, once we get into it,
fantastic.
like we can
It's
keep talking for
easy.
like 2-3 hours.
Oh gosh, that's wonderful.
We gotta keep it short. We definitely gonna do a second episode. We want to see you post more on social media. Talk
Yeah.
about the nutrition because there's a lot of people that do not know about this. I was one of them. I started to learn about it. And
He literally just got into it like
like
a
2
month
weeks
ago.
No,
Yeah,
2-3
just
weeks
recently.
ago, somewhere around there.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that's
now I'm
congratulations.
fasting on Sundays, like nothing, just water and coffee.
no
no carbs.
The Greek breakfast of champions is cigarettes and coffee.
Hey,
I'm gonna try
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying in Greece, this is what it is. But yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
coffee
pretty
is
sure that
good.
a lot of more people are gonna be interested in what you have to say because we don't know, and like for example, I don't have the time to do the research. You already done that,
Yes.
right? So now it's time for you to share that.
Yeah, where to shop for the best foods. Trader
Exactly.
Joe's. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I probably should have stock in Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
Yeah, because their stuff is good and it's cheaper. But if I need really good stuff, I go to Sprouts and they're expensive.
Yeah.
But you
So-
want to get good sourced foods.
exactly.
That's very
So
important.
I didn't know that. Like I shop at Walmart. So
Oh God, no! Not produce. Not at Walmart.
so now we go to the Mexican stores.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Cardenas. Yeah, I think I went into one recently just to see what it was like, and they had all these sweetbreads, and oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
it smelled
yeah.
so good.
Right.
I said, "What am I doing in here?" Oh my gosh, it's
I should
so
not tease
tempting.
myself.
Yeah, it was very tempting. I could see
They
why.
do that on purpose.
Yeah, they smelled
but-
so good.
Hopefully, we can see a lot more of you
Yes.
explaining this on your social media.
Thank
We'll
you.
keep you accountable now.
Yeah.
Now, people that watch us on YouTube are gonna keep you accountable.
Yeah, and I have an idea for my handle now. So thank you for that, for giving me that little extra push.
Perfect. So then, anything else you want to add? How do people like right now? If people see this video and they have questions about nutrition, how would they get a hold of you? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Oh, the best way? Well, you can always email me or text me. Hey, my number is 702-302-2787.
Okay. And what's your email?
Eglarakis, EGLARAKIS @gmail.com.
Perfect. And what's your social media? Because we're gonna tag you on this.
Oh, thank you. I am going to change it, but currently it's under N Glarakis, NGLARAKIS @ what is Instagram? Oh no, just
Yeah.
N Glarakis. Yes.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, Nikki. Thank you so much. We're gonna do second episode.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me on, gentlemen. I
No
appreciate
problem.
it.
Thank you so much,
Appreciate you.
and thank you for coming to our event, supporting us, and yeah, we're gonna do big things.
Yeah, I look forward to a fruitful 2025.
All right.
Have a great one.
Thank you guys.
All right, bye.
See ya.